Give me 1 minute. Hi guys. So do you have any doubts on yesterday's class? Yes. No, we can continue. So yesterday we discussed up to CSS icons and CSS link styling we discussed. So the next topic is CSS line height and opacity. Line height. Okay. So the CSS line height property is used to specify the space between two lines. Specify the space between two lines. By default, it is 100% value, and less than 100%, so we can decrease the line height, and if we want to increase the line height, so we can increase. So we can mention this line height either pixels and percentages. Okay, so if we can give the normal, it's by default it is taking the 100%, and then percentage, if you want to increase, we can give the more than 100%. If you want to decrease the line height, we can give the below of 100%. So as we said initial, so it is taking the initial line height. So how what we can mention initial, then that value will take, and inherit, so it will take the parent value. It will take the parent value. So this way we can increase the line height. Line height means between the two line heights, between the two paragraphs or two sentences, two lines. So if you want to increase the space between two lines, so then we can mention the line height. So we can see the example. Why we are discussing this one yesterday. It is JavaScript increment and decrement. Just okay. Open folder and HTML. Okay, so this is the one yesterday we discussed. So then copy and adding new file 41.html. 41 already there, 42.html. Oh, it is already there. The next 43.html. So then paste it. So I don't want all these things. Removing. Close style icon. Close. And removing these two. Line height example. Line height. So first, suppose I have a paragraph. P tag. So I'm taking this sample content. So this is my paragraph. Okay. So when I execute this one, 43.html. Okay. See it here. So this line height, so it is having, so it's a default line height for every paragraph. So if you can increase this one, now you can see line height 100%. Okay. So this is normal. If you can decrease this one, see this one. So it looks very congested. All right. So this way we can increase, we can decrease the line height. So if you want to increase this line height, so then this way we can increase the line height. We can create a space between two lines. We want to create a space between two lines, we have to mention line height. Okay. So this is the, so we can mention in either percentages or in pixels also. See now. So by default, it's a 1 em for each and every one. So by default 1 em. So if you want to increase, then you can increase line space like this. Okay. So this is the way we can increase the space between two lines. So paragraph, then line height 20 pixels. Okay. See it here. So if we can increase this one, so then we can 30 pixels we can. Okay, clear? So this is the line height. So the next topic is opacity. CSS opacity. The CSS opacity property is used to change the transparency of the element. Transparency of the element. Either we can apply the transparency for text, and either we can apply the transparency for background colors, and also we can apply the images also. How to apply the CSS? So the CSS opacity value lies between, so 0 to 1. Minimum value is 0 and maximum value is 1. Okay. So this between, so 0 is the least value, 1 is the maximum value. In between, so we can do, if you want to increase the opacity, so you can mention from 0 to 1. If you want to decrease the opacity, 1 to 0. The lesser opacity value displays the greater opacity. So now see, we are having the text here. We are having the text here. Now if you can increase here, if you can apply the opacity for paragraph opacity, so then 1 is the maximum, then 0.9. Okay, so then 0.8. See now the color is shading. Now 0.7. So then 0.6, then 0.5, 0.4, so then 0.3, then 0.2, so 0.1. So complete 0 is we cannot see anything. This is the least value. Okay, max value is 1. Okay, so this is the way we can apply the transparency for either text or background. Either text or background. Now here opacity 0.6. Okay, so there is no pixels, just we have to mention a number from 0 to 0 to 1. Okay, so then also we can apply the opacity for image also. img src So then images slash, so bg.jpg is there. Okay, so width equal to 50%. So then close image. Now you can see this is my image. Okay, so this is my image. Now you can see opacity, so 0.1. Okay, so then 2, so then 3, then 4, then 5, so then 6. So basically, if we want to apply the transparency of any HTML, so we can use the opacity. We can use the opacity. So now here, so I am applying the opacity for image element. So then opacity 0.4. Okay, and here if you can see it here in the PPT, we are having another property called filter alpha opacity. So this is for browser compatibility. If any browser doesn't apply this opacity, so we have to use this filter alpha opacity equal to 40. If you want to include the 0.4, so then you have to include the 40. So this is for Mac browsers. Mostly Mac browsers doesn't allow the opacity property. So then at that time we have to use this one, filter colon alpha opacity equal to 40. That means so 0.5. So if you want to give the 0.6, you have to give 60. Okay, so this is for Mac browsers. Okay, so in last 4 to 5 years back, so browsers doesn't compatible with the normal CSS. Okay, we have to separately write the browser wise CSS. So Chrome browser having one property, so then Mac browsers is having another property. So previous old browser Internet Explorer, that is very difficult to write the CSS. Okay, so whatever write the CSS, those properties are not working in the Internet Explorer. It is a old browser. So now that's why, so I think last 1 year or 2 years back, so completely, so Internet like Explorer removed from the remote. Now, so in place of Internet Explorer, we are getting the Microsoft Edge. Okay, so this is the one Microsoft Edge. So whatever the properties you are writing for the Chrome, Google Chrome, so all those properties will work in Microsoft Edge. Okay. So now, so there is no Internet Explorer. Clear? So for applying the, if you can use the olden browsers like Internet Explorer or the older versions of the browsers, then the opacity property may not work. So if it is not working, then we have to use this filter property. Okay, so this is the filter one. So the next property, first one. So the next one is the transparent and hover effect. Transparent and hover effect. Okay, text in transparent boxes. Okay, so we can see these things also. Nothing is there. So whenever, so for image, so at that time we are having the opacity one. When we hover on image, hover effect. What? So then opacity 0.4. Okay, this is the one. When you hover on that one, so we can decrease the opacity. So at the same time for boxes also, here they are mentioning for boxes also we can increase and decrease the opacity. So nothing is there here. So just that we are created 4 boxes, div and div, then closed it. So this is class equal to a div1. Okay, so these type of divs we are having the 4 divs, div1, so then div2, div3, div4 and div5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now here, so dot div 1 because of its a classes, right? Opacity 0.2. Okay, so then dot div 2 opacity 0.4. Okay, like this we are having 5 days. Okay, so div 2, so 0.6 and 0.8. So then 1, this is the one. Okay, so for this one, for all the divs, div background color to blue. Okay, so the next height and width, so no text, right? Inside of this div there is no text, so we have to mention the height and width of that div. Height 200 pixels, so then width 200 pixels. Now you can see we are having the 5 divs. What happened? Margin bottom 10 pixels, div 1 only, div 1, div 2, div 3, div 4, sorry, div 2, so then div 3, div 4, and div 5. Okay, now you can see. Okay, so first div is the 0.2 opacity, so then 4 opacity, third one 0.6, so then fourth one 0.8, fifth one is the original blue color. Okay, so this is the way we can apply the opacity for backgrounds and for image opacity, so then text opacity. Clear? So this is the opacity. The next one is CSS word wrap. CSS word wrap. So why CSS word wrap? So CSS word wrap property, as the name suggests, is used to break a long word. For suppose, so if you are having a long words, okay, so to break that into a multiple lines, we have to use the word wrap. We have to use the word wrap property. Okay, so yeah, how we can use it? So break long words means, so this is my paragraph. This is my paragraph. I'm creating another file 44.html. So then don't have any CSS. I'm removing complete CSS. So then here is my text. Okay, so I have this text having in this div. Okay, having in this div. So there is long word means, so without any spaces. So this is a my long word. Okay, so this is my long word. So I have my div width is width 100 pixels. Okay, my div width is 100 pixels. 44.html. I can give the border, so then only we can able to see. Border 1 pixel solid, so then 0 0. Okay, this is my border. So 100 pixels means solid. See, this is my div width. This is my box. But this text is exceeding. This text is exceeding out of the box. This means it's a text overlap. You can call it as text overlap. Okay. So sometimes maybe it is having. So not only this longer word. So after lorem ipsum, okay. So this type of text is having. This type of text is having automatically what is if the word is having, so then automatically it's coming the new line, but this word is having the lengthy, right? So that type of words you want to break it as multi-line, then we have to give the word wrap. Okay, so then here I am giving word fun of wrap, break the word. Okay, break the word. So now it is automatically comes to the multiple line. So if you want to break the longer words into multi-line, so then it will, so then we have to use the property called word wrap. Word wrap. Okay. For suppose our div width is having 250 pixels. 250 pixels. Okay. Now I am not using, so this is sufficient. Okay, fine. So this is sufficient. After this one, lorem ipsum is simply dummy, dummy text. So this is my original text, right? So after this one, so we are having a longer word. We are having a longer word. So text of the wait. See, if you want to use this automatically breaks the word. So this is a sufficient. So that's why it is automatically. If you can decrease this one, see this text is overlapping. Okay. So this text is overlapping. Third line text is overlapping to the div, overlapping to the box. So if you want to move to the next line the text, so then we have to use the break word. I am uncommenting that one. So it is automatically coming to the new line. Okay. So this is the word wrap. So word wrap property, as the name suggests, so whatever longer words is having, so that longer words make it to the next line. Okay. So based on available width, it can prevent the overflow of the text. Okay. So to overcome that overflow text, we have to use the word wrap. So we can use the break word. We have to use the break word. By default it is a normal, it is automatically overlapping. So if you want to use that one, if you want to apply to if you want to move it to the next line, we have to use the break word. Okay. So the next one is the CSS box model. Before telling this box model, we have to discuss about the padding and margin. Okay, padding and margin. So first we can discuss about the padding. So it is very important. So we can always use the padding. We can always still now. So we can always use the word wrap. So then we can always use the line heights. So then whatever we can always use the font properties. Okay, so all these things are very important. All these things are very important in CSS. Only these things only we are having whatever we are discussing. Okay, now the next concept is padding. It is very important. So when you want to give the spacings between box and text. Okay, so the CSS padding property is used to define the space between the CSS padding property is used to define to allocate the space between content and the border of box. Okay, content and the border of box. Okay, now if you can see it here, so there is no space it here. So it is always, text is always aligning to the touching to the border, left border and top border and bottom border. Okay, so it is also a touch to the right side border, but so there is no sufficient text, so that's why it is moving to the next line. Okay, so if you want to create a space between this text and line, okay, we have to use the padding. So we discussed in HTML table, we are discussed. Okay, so in that, so we are used the to provide the space, we are used the two type of properties. What is that? So call span and row span. Sorry, not call span. So cell padding and cell spacing and cell padding. We use it, right? Right. So what is cell padding? So to create the space between text and cell border. Okay, that is cell padding. So then cell spacing. So to create a space between two TDs. So here also same thing. If you want to create a space between text and box border, so we have to use the padding property. Okay. So creating another file 45.html. Okay. I have a 4 divs of the printed and type settings. See, this is my div text. I have 5 divs. I have 5 divs. Okay. So then now you can see this one 45.html. Okay. Five text boxes. Okay. So I can put this simple one thing and display flex for coming the side by side. Why it is not coming? So above I can use the one other div class equal to main hyphen and div. Flex property always use the parent div. So these are the parent items. So main hyphen div. So then display flex. Okay, I'm removing this width. Okay, so this is my divs. 5 divs are in single row. So using display flex, we can apply that one. Okay, now I want to create a space between this content and text. Okay, so in this one, I am creating padding. Okay, so 10 pixel padding. See now, some space is allocating, to the div border and text. Okay, so this is the way we can apply the padding property. Okay, Now I am giving the pad. So in this padding we are having the different type of paddings. So we will discuss here. Okay. So padding, the CSS padding shorthand properties. So we can give the four ways. We can give the four ways CSS shorthand properties. Okay. So then how we can apply those CSS padding? So if you can see this one, so shorthand properties means now we are applying the only all sides are equal space. All sides are equal space. Padding 10 pixel. Now it is a padding top is 10 pixel, padding bottom is 10 pixel, padding right is 10 pixel, and padding left is 10 pixel. Okay. So now just give a second. Paint. See it here. I have one box here. Okay. So padding always starts from top. Okay. So this is the first one. So this is the second one. Mm, so this is the second one. Second one. Here it is the third one. So there here it is the fourth one. Okay. So this is the top. So this is the right side. Alright. So this is the bottom. Same padding and margin both are same properties we are having, just the word is different. Okay. So this is the left side. Okay. So the CSS comes this way, padding or margin from top to top, right, bottom and left. So this way we can create a padding spacing. Okay. Now so we can create the padding in four ways. For suppose if we can give the all the values, so if we can give the single value 10 pixel, padding equal to 10 pixel, padding equal to 10 pixel, so then all the sides are equal. So then second method is if we can give the two values, padding equal to 10 pixel and 15 pixel. That means padding 10 pixel and 15 pixel means, so padding top and bottom is 10 pixel, padding top 10 pixel and bottom 10 pixel. Bottom 10 pixel. So then left and right is 10 pixel. Right is 20 pixel. Here, sorry, here we are mentioned 15 pixel, right? So then left also 15 pixel. Left also 15 pixel. So if we can give the three values, if we can give the padding three values, padding equal to 10 pixel and 15 pixel and 20 pixel. So that means, so top is 10 pixel and bottom is 20 pixel. So this way we are coming, right? So this way we are coming. So top is 10 pixel and right side is 15 pixel and bottom is 20 pixel. If we can give the three values, so then automatically takes the left value same as right value. Okay. So if we can give the four values, padding, so 10 pixel, 15 pixel, 20 pixel and 30 pixel. So this is the four values. So that means four values are different. Okay. Four values are different. Okay. So then now you can see. So now here we are mentioned only one value. That means top, bottom, right and left are same values. Now you can see first top 10 pixel and right 10 pixel and bottom 10 pixel and padding left 10 pixel, left value. Okay. So this is the way we can give. For suppose, so this is, we are having the different divs, right? So now I am creating the div1 padding. So all sides are equal for div1. Okay. So div2, give